A man steps out of his luxurious car in the parking area of a prestigious campus in Seoul. This morning, he had no choice but to wake up early and head to campus, even though his class didn't start for another 2 hours. Jungkook scans his surroundings. He has been studying here for 3 years, and next year he will graduate. Jungkook walks straight toward the faculty lobby, ignoring the whispers and stifled screams from female students who are captivated by him. He's used to it. His expression remains neutral and cold. Jungkook. The shout from a girl makes Jungkook smile slightly. His previously cold face becomes warmer and softer. He changes his expression so quickly, causing squeals from the female students who catch a glimpse of that slight smile. Jungkook quickly walks toward the girl. Good morning, Jungkook. Yin greets him cheerfully as he reaches her. Morning, Jungkook replies, with a slight smile, gently ruffling her hair. Her heart warms, and Jungkook's affectionate behavior towards Yin makes the other female students look on enviously. Yin giggles. Have you had breakfast? She asks softly, immediately linking arms with him, leading him as they walk. Jungkook doesn't resist at all. He's used to her behavior. No, not yet, Jungkook replies. Good, let's go to the cafeteria first, Yin suggests enthusiastically. It's unusual for you to arrive so early. You usually get here 5 minutes before class starts, Yin inquires. Jungkook and Yin have been friends since the beginning of their 2nd year. They're in the same class. Their friendship began with a group project that brought them together, and they've been close ever since. Jungkook rolls his eyes lazily. In case you've forgotten, last night, there was an annoying girl who called me and told me to come early, or she'd get mad. Yin giggles, lightly punching his arm. I'm not annoying. Besides, this way we can have breakfast together. You shouldn't always be so lazy. You need to be more enthusiastic. Take advantage of this time before we graduate and go our separate ways next year, Yin says, pretending to be wise. Jungkook scoffs. Yin and her words always leave him with no defense. But Jungkook doesn't like the phrase go our separate ways very much. What if, after graduation, we don't go our separate ways? Jungkook asks. What do you mean? Yin raises an eyebrow, looking at her handsome friend with curiosity. We could end up living our next lives together, right? Jungkook smirks playfully. Yin laughs sweetly. Stop teasing me. Their interactions always make the other students envious. Not to be outdone, Yin is also a popular student on campus. Her beautiful face attracts many male students. She has fair, smooth skin, with long, wavy black hair that she always leaves down. Moreover, Yin's style of dressing is quite sexy. For instance, today she's wearing a short white skirt that falls just above her knees, paired with a light blue fitted blouse. Although her chest isn't exposed directly, her tight and inviting outfit makes any guy swallow hard multiple times. Sometimes she goes to campus wearing dresses or slightly revealing blouses. Yin's appearance is very feminine and sexy. Her tall, slim but toned body makes her figure look very beautiful and tempting. She has grown into a confident young woman. Jungkook has asked her several times to wear more modest clothing, but Yin refuses. She says she feels comfortable and likes her current style. Luckily, Jungkook has been strong enough to stay by her side without ever harassing or making her uncomfortable. But is that truly the case? After all, he's a normal man. Perhaps he's just trying hard to control himself? Sit down, I'll order. Jungkook tells Yin to sit while he goes to the food stand. I want something spicy, Yin requests. Jungkook gives her a sharp look. No, it's still early, your stomach might hurt. Yin pouts. But I really want something spicy, Jungkook. Yin whines. Not this morning, Yin. After class is over, I promise I'll take you to get something spicy this afternoon, Jungkook replies patiently. Yin's eyes sparkle with delight. You promised. Yes, yes, Jungkook smiles, making the female students in the cafeteria hold their breath. Jungkook is indeed very handsome. Unfortunately, they can't get as close to him as Yin can. Yin is a lucky girl. The class was about to start. As usual, Yin would sit with her female friend, Yuju, while Jungkook would sit with his group of friends. Minja shook his head. Yin just keeps getting more beautiful and sexy. True, you're lucky, Jungkook, to always be close to her. I wonder how you can resist not touching her, Yoonwoo added, gazing admiringly at Yin. Jungkook shot them a sharp look. Watch your words, he said coldly, displeased with how his friends were discussing Yin's looks. Relax, Jungkook. I wouldn't dare mess with Yin. I still want to live peacefully, Minja laughed. Yoonwoo chuckled along. Then why don't you make your relationship official? What are you waiting for? Yin is beautiful and sexy. There are plenty of guys who would want to be with her. Jungkook remained silent, staring at Yin's back with an unreadable expression. Meanwhile, you seem happier today, Yin. What's up? Yuju asked. They were sitting by the window, 2 rows from the front. I had breakfast with Jungkook earlier. You know how hard it is to get him up in the morning. Yin chuckled softly, thinking about how sweet Jungkook was earlier. Yuju glanced back at Jungkook and his friends, who were chatting animatedly. You like Jungkook, don't you? A blush spread across Yin's cheeks. What are you talking about, Yuju? Jungkook and I are just friends, Yin denied. But friends can turn into lovers, Yuju teased. Don't talk nonsense. Yin still denied it, but her face turned even redder, making Yuju giggle. Come on, just admit it. I won't tell anyone, Yuju said with a wide smile. Yin looked at Yuju shyly. You already figured it out. Yin nervously adjusted her long hair. Well, as your friend, I can tell from your behavior. Yuju smiled, pleased that her friend was finally being honest. So, why don't you two just start dating? Yin exhaled slowly. Jungkook has never asked me to date him, and I can't ask him first, can I? Besides, he only sees me as a friend, so it's better to keep things the way they are. Yin smiled sadly, making Yuju look at her with concern. But from what I've seen, Jungkook pays a lot of attention to you. He doesn't treat anyone else as special as he treats you, Yin. I think he likes you too. Yuju tried to express her opinion. I don't know, Yuju. I don't want to speculate. Let's just let things flow as they are, Yin replied, giving a brief smile. Their conversation was interrupted when Professor Minho arrived. Yin, can you accompany me to the airport today? Are you going somewhere? Yin frowned. The class had just ended, and they were walking toward the parking lot. No, I just want to pick up a friend. She just arrived from Japan, Jungkook replied, opening the car door for Yin. Yin smiled and sat quietly. Once Jungkook was seated, Yin turned to him. Who? She asked, as Jungkook had never mentioned having a friend from Japan. Yuki. She's been my friend since elementary school until high school. She'll also be continuing her studies at our university. In the same class. She's already taken care of the paperwork. Her parents are moving to Korea, but they won't arrive until next week, Jungkook explained. A girl? Yin asked curiously. Jungkook glanced briefly at Yin before starting the car. He could sense a change in her expression. Oh, I thought you didn't have any female friends besides me? Yin chuckled awkwardly. Jungkook only responded with a smile. She was my childhood friend. We used to be neighbors before she moved to Japan. But before that, let's grab something to eat. I'm not hungry, Jungkook, Yin said suddenly, losing her appetite even though she was actually hungry. She stared straight ahead, her mind occupied with various thoughts. No. You need to eat. We didn't have time for lunch earlier because we were busy with assignments. I don't want you to get sick, Jungkook insisted. Yin's heart warmed at how caring Jungkook was, but this time she didn't feel as happy as usual. Okay, whatever you say, Yin replied softly, her mood suddenly dropping. Jungkook raised an eyebrow, finding Yin's sudden change in behavior a bit strange. If you're tired, just take a nap. I'll wake you up when we get there. Jungkook gently patted her head. Yin nodded. Even though she wasn't sleepy, she closed her eyes. She didn't feel like talking at the moment. Jungkook. A girl waved her hand cheerfully. She was pulling a suitcase and quickly walked over to Jungkook. Yin examined the girl. Begrudgingly, Yin admitted that she was very beautiful and had an appealing, savage girl style. She wore ripped jeans at the knees, a loose black t-shirt and sneakers. Yes, Yuki's appearance was very cool, though it wasn't Yin's style. Of course, Yin's style was different. She was the epitome of a feminine and sexy girl, and that was her image. Her hair was shoulder length, not as long as Yin's. She was also tall and slim. The girl whom Yin now knew as Yuki immediately approached Jungkook and lightly punched his shoulder in greeting. Jungkook responded with a friendly smile. How have you been? Jungkook asked with a wide smile. Of course, I'm good, Yuki replied while lightly punching and patting Jungkook's back. They seemed close. Jungkook glanced at Yin, noticing her frown, so he quickly cleared his throat and stepped a bit away from Yuki. Wow, it's been so long. You've gotten taller and more handsome, Yuki said enthusiastically. Jungkook gave a small smile. Alright then, nothing left behind? Let's get going. Yuki lightly punched his arm again. Geez, you're still so cold, Yuki teased. It seemed Yuki hadn't noticed Yin standing next to him. Yin had been silently observing the interaction between the two old friends. Yuki then turned and noticed Yin, who was smiling politely. Who's this? Yuki asked, smiling broadly. Yin, she's a friend of mine, Jungkook quickly answered. Yuki immediately extended her hand. Yuki, I hope we can be good friends, Yuki said warmly, her face beaming as she looked at Yin. Yin smiled awkwardly. Park Yin, just call me Yin. Wanting to leave quickly, Jungkook gently pulled Yin's hand. Let's go. He took Yin's hand on his left side, while Yuki, after being momentarily stunned, followed behind. Secretly, Yuki smirked as she watched Jungkook and Yin walk ahead of her. In the car, Yuki, who was sitting in the back, was enthusiastically telling stories about her journey. Jungkook responded calmly, while Yin remained mostly silent. Noticing this, Yuki wasn't shy about inviting Yin to join the conversation. Yuki also took note of Yin's appearance. She admitted that Yin was very beautiful, with fair skin and a great figure. Especially now, Yin was wearing a super tight shirt that clearly showed her curves. At first, Yin felt uneasy, thinking Yuki was too friendly for someone who had just met. But gradually, Yin felt more comfortable. She started to think that Yuki could be a good friend. Before long, they arrived in front of Yuki's apartment building. Initially, Yuki invited them to come inside, but Yin quickly declined. Why not? Come on, just have a quick cup of tea with me, Yuki insisted. Sorry, I have something to take care of. If Jungkook wants to, he can go in, and I'll just take a taxi home, Yin said. No, I'll take you home, Jungkook quickly replied. He then turned to Yuki. We'll visit another time, okay? I need to take Yin home now. Finally, disappointed, Yuki prepared to get out of the car. Jungkook got out briefly to help Yuki with her suitcase. Alright, take care on your way back. Yuki waved at Yin and Jungkook before the car drove off. 3 days later, that new girl is getting closer and closer to Jungkook. Yuju sipped her soda, watching Yuki and Jungkook eating together at a table far from them. She's his childhood friend. It's normal for them to be close, Yin replied gloomily. But I think it's excessive. Why are they so close? Look, Jungkook isn't always with you anymore. You two were always seen together before, Yuju said disapprovingly. Yin sighed heavily, irritated that their conversation was about Jungkook and Yuki. She glanced at the pair chatting away. Besides her, it seemed Jungkook was also happily chatting, which usually wasn't the case with other women. Enough, Yuju. Besides, Jungkook isn't my boyfriend. He can get close to whoever he wants, Yin replied curtly. Are you jealous? Come on, admit it, Yuju teased. Annoying. You don't need to ask anymore. Yin narrowed her eyes in annoyance. Her mood was really bad now. Yuju laughed. Relax, Yin, you still have a chance. Yuju winked, making Yin huff. Yin had just stepped out of the restroom. She walked slowly, enjoying the peaceful late afternoon atmosphere on campus. There was still one more class before she could go home. As she passed by the computer room, Yin heard someone talking, and she immediately recognized the voice. Hearing her name mentioned, Yin decided to eavesdrop. She hid behind the door. What do you think of Yin? Yuki asked. Yin, she's a bad girl, Jungkook replied. Jungkook's response shocked Yin. A sharp pain pierced her heart. Was it really Jungkook who said that? Yin still couldn't believe it. Bad? I don't think so. She's a very attractive girl, Yuki responded. Yin likes to seek attention. She's also very troublesome. If you become friends with her, you'll definitely find it difficult. So, it's better if you just befriend someone else, Jungkook continued in a flat tone. Yin could no longer bear to listen to the conversation and quickly left. Her chest felt tight. She couldn't believe Jungkook would say such things to Yuki. So, had she been a burden to Jungkook all this time? Did their closeness mean nothing? Was she really that bad in his eyes? Then what was the purpose of all the attention Jungkook had shown her? Countless questions filled Yin's mind, and without realizing it, a tear rolled down her smooth cheek. The feeling was suffocating. After class ended, Yin, let's go home, Jungkook invited. Yin looked unenthusiastic, causing Jungkook to feel worried. Her face was slightly pale. I can go home by myself, Yin replied. Jungkook frowned, confused. It wasn't like Yin to refuse his offer, especially since she didn't bring her car today. Secretly, Yuki glanced at the two of them, hiding a restrained smile. You came with me this morning, Yin, so I'll be the one to take you home, Jungkook insisted. I can take a taxi home, Yin replied curtly, which only made Jungkook more puzzled. Yin was about to leave, but Jungkook grabbed her wrist. Are you mad at me? Jungkook asked gently. Yin pulled her hand away a bit roughly. No, I'm not mad at you. I just want to go home by myself, Yin replied flatly. But, before Jungkook could finish his sentence, Yuki interrupted. Just go home with me, Yin. How about that? Our apartments are in the same direction, after all, Yuki invited cheerfully. Jungkook glared at Yuki, displeased. No, she's coming home with me, Jungkook responded, unwilling to back down. Yin suddenly felt a headache. Why were these two people fighting over her? What's wrong with you two? I just want to go home alone. There's no need for you to trouble yourselves. Or better yet, why don't you both just go home together? Yin said in a weary tone. She then quickly left, leaving Jungkook and Yuki standing there, watching her go. Since the incident where Yin refused to let Jungkook take her home, Jungkook felt that Yin had really been avoiding him. He had no idea what had caused Yin's change in behavior. He ran his hands through his hair in frustration. Jungkook picked up his phone, having just finished his evening shower, his mind full of thoughts about Yin. He decided to try calling Yin, but after several attempts, she didn't pick up. He then started typing a message to her. Yin, let's have breakfast at the campus cafeteria tomorrow. I can't have breakfast at home because I'm out of groceries. A lie. Jungkook could easily have breakfast at his apartment, but he used this as an excuse to get Yin to have breakfast with him tomorrow. After sending the message, it only took a minute before Yin replied. No, I'll have breakfast at my apartment. I'm not in the mood to go to campus early. Jungkook furrowed his brows as he read Yin's response. He started typing another message. Yin, are you mad at me? Jungkook waited for a long time, but Yin didn't respond to his message. Jungkook sighed in frustration. What was really going on with her? Yin lay on her bed. It was still early evening, but her body felt exhausted. She stared at her phone screen, where Jungkook's name kept appearing as he called. Yin sighed, intentionally ignoring the calls. A few seconds later, a short message came in. It was from Jungkook, inviting her to have breakfast together at the campus cafeteria tomorrow. Yin quickly typed a hasty reply, declining Jungkook's invitation. Unconsciously, her eyes started to warm. Once again, tears fell. She was disappointed in him, jealous, angry, and sad. All her emotions were mixed together. It turned out that falling in love alone was truly painful. She was jealous of Jungkook's closeness with Yuki, but she knew she had no right to forbid him. What hurt her even more was the thought that Jungkook could speak so poorly of her in front of Yuki. Fine then, why don't you just make Yuki your girlfriend? She thought. Maybe Yuki was the kind of girl Jungkook had liked all along. Yin sighed. Besides, Yuki was beautiful, and her appearance was cool, so it was natural for Jungkook to like her. But still, deep down, Yin was jealous. Her chest felt tight. She couldn't deny herself that she had fallen in love with him. Yin was eating alone in the cafeteria. Yuju couldn't join her because she had some student organization business. Yuju was very active in the organization, unlike Yin, who preferred to relax. Lately, things have felt different. Normally, Jungkook would be around, but now he wasn't. Yes, Yin was trying to distance herself from him. She was disappointed. Yin didn't want to be labeled as troublesome or burdensome again. Her thoughts were interrupted when someone suddenly sat down in front of her. Yuki smiled broadly. Hey Yin, mind if I sit here? Yin nodded. Go ahead, it's a public place, Yin replied, giving a faint, forced smile. Even though she was very jealous of the pretty girl in front of her, it would be childish to just chase her away. Today, Yin was wearing a thin strapped crop top that exposed her shoulders. Her flat, slim belly was slightly visible. Of course, during class, she had worn a denim jacket that matched her short skirt, but since class was over, she had taken off the jacket. Yuki looked at Yin with great interest, making Yin shiver. What was with the girl in front of her? I saw you sitting alone. Where's your friend? Yuki asked casually. Yuju? She has some organization stuff, Yin replied shortly. She felt too lazy to engage with Yuki, but it would be rude to just let the girl talk to herself. Yin also found it odd that Yuki suddenly seemed eager to befriend her. You haven't eaten much. Are you not hungry? Or are you on a diet? Yuki pointed at the food with her chin. Oh, this. I'm just not in the mood to eat, Yin answered briefly. Don't get sick, Yin, Yuki said softly, making Yin smile awkwardly. Suddenly, Jungkook sat down next to Yin. Yin turned to him, glaring. Why are you here? She asked curtly. This is the cafeteria. I can sit wherever I want, Jungkook replied casually, his eyes narrowing at Yuki. But Yuki wasn't bothered. She rolled her eyes lazily at his presence. Yin's right. There are plenty of empty tables. You don't have to sit here. Why are you so annoying? You always show up when I'm talking to her. You're just being a nuisance, Yuki said with irritation. Yin stayed silent. On one hand, she felt relieved that Jungkook always showed up when Yuki tried to talk to her like this. Because honestly, talking to Yuki made Yin extremely uncomfortable. But on the other hand, Yin was still upset about what Jungkook had said before. But I want to sit here, Jungkook replied calmly. Yuki huffed in annoyance. Earlier, she had made sure Jungkook would be busy in the library, but unfortunately, he finished his work quickly and managed to come here. Yin glanced at Jungkook briefly, feeling like she was being watched. Was Jungkook keeping an eye on Yuki to make sure she didn't get too close to her because, as Jungkook had said, she was troublesome? Yin felt that Jungkook preferred Yuki and cared more about her comfort than hers, which made Yin feel jealous once again. She felt heartbroken all over again. The next day, Yin, can we talk alone? Yuki asked. Yin raised an eyebrow, confused. Sure. Not here though. Let's go somewhere else. It's too crowded here, Yuki said. Why does it matter if it's crowded? Yin frowned, not understanding. There's something private I need to tell you, Yuki replied, smiling gently. Yin was actually quite reluctant. If she could, she would avoid dealing with Yuki or Jungkook altogether. She found both of them extremely annoying lately. Okay. Yuki led Yin to the area behind the faculty building. There weren't many students around, just a few people passing through. What do you want to say? Yin asked impatiently. She wanted to go home quickly. I want to be honest with you now, Yuki replied, trying to find the right words. Yin waited in silence. Yuki exhaled slowly. There's a reason I've been getting close to you, Yuki said cautiously. Because you don't want Jungkook to be close to me, right? Yin responded quickly, her emotions suddenly flaring. Yuki smiled faintly. Yes, that's right. I don't want Jungkook to keep getting close to you and giving you attention, Yin. Yin's anger rose even higher. The girl in front of her was truly cunning. So all this time, Yuki's kindness and friendliness toward her in front of Jungkook were just an act to make him think she was a good girl? Unbelievable. Yin sighed again. Whatever. I don't want to compete with you for Jungkook. If you want him so badly, make him your boyfriend. I don't care. Yin was ready to leave, but Yuki quickly grabbed her wrist. Yin huffed in annoyance while Yuki's smile grew even wider. Does that mean you don't like Jungkook, Yin? Yuki asked, her face lighting up, which only made Yin more irritated. No, I don't like him. Go ahead and take him if you want, Yin replied with a cold expression. Suddenly, Yuki hugged her tightly. I'm so glad you don't like him. Yin forcefully broke free from Yuki's embrace. Let go of me. You don't need to show how happy you are in front of me. Yuki let go of her, but her face was still beaming. Of course I'm happy. It means Jungkook won't be able to interfere with our relationship. Huh? What do you mean? Yin's mind went blank. She didn't understand what Yuki was talking about. I like you, Yin, Yuki said, her eyes now gazing softly at her face. Yin stood still, shocked by Yuki's words. You're joking, right? Yin asked, suddenly feeling scared. No, I'm serious. I really like you. I like girls. And you caught my attention from the moment I first saw you. You're beautiful. Your skin is so fair. And your body is perfect. I like you. Yuki licked her lower lip, making Yin shiver. Yuki reached out to touch Yin's hand again, but Yin reflexively moved away. There was a hint of disappointment in Yuki's eyes. So, Yuki really did like her. This wasn't a lie? Yin found it hard to believe. But Yuki didn't give up. She was about to reach for Yin's hand again when suddenly, Jungkook appeared and grabbed Yin's small hand. He stared at Yuki sharply, making her huff in frustration. Once again, Jungkook had ruined her plans. Yin is a normal girl. Don't force her to reciprocate your feelings, Jungkook said coldly. Yin stayed silent, hiding behind Jungkook's body. But I want her, Yuki replied, her voice rising. I won't allow it. She's mine, Jungkook said with emphasis. His tone was low but sharp, which startled both Yin and Yuki. To be honest, there was a strange sensation Yin felt when she heard Jungkook say that. Find another girl, but not Yin. If you keep approaching her, you'll have to deal with me, Jungkook said seriously, his face stern and determined. Yuki clenched her fists. She really liked Yin. Her body always filled her fantasies before going to sleep. She felt hurt and disappointed that Yin didn't return her feelings. But confronting Jungkook wasn't a good option. She knew very well how Jungkook could be when he was angry. He wasn't one to play around. But it won't be that easy, Yuki replied sadly. Jungkook wasn't moved at all, his jaw still clenched. Forget Yin, find someone else. I won't let you get close to her. Jungkook gripped Yin's hand tightly and led her toward the parking lot, putting her in his car. Yin remained silent, still in shock from what had just happened. She only exhaled sharply once she realized she was now inside the car. It felt like she had been struggling to breathe the whole time. She was too stunned. This was the first time a girl had confessed her feelings to her. Jungkook glanced at Yin, looking concerned. Hey, are you okay? He asked gently, softly caressing her pale cheek. Yin turned to him, feeling her heart race again. I'm still in shock, Jungkook. How can someone as beautiful as Yuki have such a condition? Yin asked in disbelief. Jungkook sighed softly. She's been like that since we were in high school. I'm not exactly sure what caused her to have that inclination. From the beginning, Yuki has always liked girls she finds attractive. She's always praised girls with fair skin in front of me. She also likes girls with long hair and good figures, especially their chests. Jungkook paused, making Yin glare at him as if to warn him with her eyes. It wasn't intimidating but rather cute in his eyes. I'm serious, Yin. You fit her type. She's been interested in you since she met you. She often asked me about you. I had a feeling she liked you. And it turns out I was right. But I didn't want her to get close to you, Jungkook continued. Yin remained silent, her mind completely blank. She sighed repeatedly, still very much in shock. Are you serious about everything you just said? Jungkook nodded. We've been friends for a long time, and it's not just me she's been close to. She's always acted like a guy. The things she likes, her taste, her hobbies, all like a guy's. But even I didn't expect her to also love girls. Yin squinted her eyes. Has she liked girls who are close to you? Or could it be that she actually likes you, Jungkook? Jungkook quickly shook his head. I've never been close to any other girl besides her, so the girls she liked had nothing to do with me. And I'm sure she doesn't like me. Back then, I often caught her kissing with other girls. She's really not normal. She even used to tell me about the girls she liked, just like how a guy talks about a girl he's attracted to. Yin listened to Jungkook. Yuki's story really shocked her. Suddenly, Jungkook gently took Yin's hand. Yin, be careful with her from now on. I know she's very aggressive. If she dares to touch you when I'm not around, don't hesitate to fight back. Yin widened her eyes. For some reason, Jungkook's words sounded terrifying to her. Now, answer my question. Jungkook looked directly into her eyes. Why have you been avoiding me? Yin turned her face away, reluctant to answer something that would make her feel disappointed again. Jungkook gently lifted her chin, directing her to look at him. Answer me, Yin. Why? His voice was now very soft. Yin exhaled slowly. I overheard you talking to Yuki. You told her that I was a bad girl, that I only sought your attention and troubled you. I didn't know that's how you really felt about me. Yin finally spoke the truth. Jungkook chuckled softly. So it was just a misunderstanding? Thank goodness. Jungkook thought Yin really wanted to stay away from him. Yin, listen. I said those things in front of her on purpose so she wouldn't like you more. That's also why I was always around when Yuki tried to get close to you. But it turns out she was braver than I thought. I didn't want her to succeed and make you feel comfortable with her. Yin glared in annoyance, her face pouting. No way, I'm still normal. Jungkook laughed. Yin's pouting face was truly adorable. So from now on, don't stay away from me, okay? It feels strange when I'm not with you. I don't like it, Jungkook said ambiguously. Yin's heart warmed. She didn't know what Jungkook meant, but she knew he was sincere in saying it. Yin nodded, feeling relieved. But I'm still scared of Yuki. What if she keeps approaching me? Yin shuddered in fear. Jungkook gazed at her warmly. I promise I'll protect you more from now on. I won't let her bother you again. At first, I was confused about whether to tell you directly, but it felt uncomfortable to talk about it. Besides, I knew you'd be very shocked. So I decided to just keep an eye on her, especially since she didn't have many friends yet. But she turned out to be braver than I thought. Now that it's happened and you know, it's better to confront her directly and firmly. And my suggestion, you should start changing the way you dress. Jungkook looked at Yin's outfit from top to bottom, tight and short, as usual. You need to start dressing more modestly, not only to avoid Yuki, but it's also good for you to not attract the wrong kind of attention. Yin thought for a moment. She was comfortable dressing like this, but she didn't want Yuki to come near her again. Plus, as Jungkook said, Yin was actually aware that her way of dressing attracted a lot of hungry stares from men, but she had always ignored it. Yin exhaled. Dressing modestly didn't seem so bad. Alright, I'll start dressing more modestly from now on, Yin said with a sweet smile. Jungkook returned her smile, gently stroking her head. Alright then, let's get you home now, okay? Yin nodded slowly, smiling at him as the car drove out of the campus area. The next day. Today, Jungkook and Yin were seen together again after some time apart. Yin, are you sick? Jungkook asked worriedly as he touched her forehead. It wasn't warm. You said I should dress modestly, so I'm doing it, Yin replied irritably. Jungkook chuckled softly, drawing admiring gazes from those around them, captivated by his handsome appearance. Yin also found herself momentarily mesmerized before lightly punching his shoulder. Why are you laughing? Yin grumbled as she walked quickly toward the class. Jungkook followed her, wrapping his arm around her shoulders. Yeah, modestly, but you don't have to wear thick pants and a jacket like this. You look like you're freezing. Jungkook continued to chuckle. Yin pouted. You said I should hide my body so Yuki wouldn't like me more, so I wore a jacket, Yin replied casually. Jungkook gently flicked her forehead. Fine, do what you want, but if you're uncomfortable, just wear loose shirts, not tight ones. I think that'll be enough, Jungkook finally said. I'll consider it. And now you'd better stop teasing me. Yin narrowed her eyes, making Jungkook hold back his laughter at how cute she looked. Yuki watched Jungkook and Yin with a displeased look. Since she confessed her feelings to Yin, that girl had really been keeping her distance. Especially now that Jungkook was always sticking close to Yin, making it impossible for Yuki to talk to the girl she admired. To make matters worse, they were now sitting together. Jungkook, who usually sat with his group of friends, had decided to sit next to Yin, while Yuju moved to the front with Mina. 2 weeks had passed, and Yuki had stopped trying to approach Yin. Maybe she had given up. Yuki isn't sneaking glances at me anymore, Yin said. They were in Jungkook's car, getting ready to go home. Were you hoping Yuki would sneak glances at you? Jungkook teased. Hey, Jungkook, that's not what I meant, Yin pouted, watching as Jungkook opened a bottle of water for her. Well, it's good that she's not sneaking glances or getting close to you anymore. It seems she's given up. Besides, she mentioned to me yesterday that there's another girl from the neighboring class she finds interesting. Maybe she's already switched targets. Jungkook chuckled softly as he handed the open bottle to Yin, who immediately accepted it and took a sip. Wow, that's a relief. I'm glad. Yin smiled sweetly. Isn't that Yuki? Who's she with? Yin pointed at 2 girls walking together across the parking lot. Jungkook squinted his eyes. Yeah, that's Yuki. The one with her is probably the girl she mentioned yesterday. Yin beamed. So, I'm really not Yuki's target anymore, right? Does that mean I can start dressing like I used to? Yin asked, blinking her eyes playfully. No way, Jungkook answered firmly. Why not? Yin asked with a mischievous smile. Because I don't want your body on display for everyone. I can't stand it, Jungkook replied flatly. And who are you to forbid me? Yin teased him even more. Jungkook sighed in frustration. You're mine, Yin. Didn't I tell you before that you belong to me? I said it right in front of Yuki. But you never gave me a clear status. So don't act like my boyfriend, Yin teased. So you're saying I'm not your boyfriend? But I've already been thinking of you as my girlfriend, Jungkook said, feigning surprise. Yin laughed. Did I ever agree to be your girlfriend? Yin replied mockingly. Jungkook sighed softly, then suddenly pulled Yin close and held the back of her neck, giving her a brief kiss on the lips, making her freeze in shock. Jungkook smiled, satisfied with her reaction. He leaned in again and kissed her lips once more, this time more intensely. Yin, who had just realized what was happening, tried to pull away from his sudden kiss, but he held her neck, preventing her from escaping. Jungkook kept kissing her, not caring that it was one-sided. A few minutes later, Yin's hands began to move up, gripping the fabric on his chest. Yin started to get carried away, and now she was kissing him back. As their breaths became heavier, signaling their need for oxygen, Jungkook pulled away from her lips but moved to kiss her neck. The soft sounds coming from Yin made him lose control, and without realizing it, his hands started to wander. But after a moment, Jungkook suddenly stopped. They both looked at each other, trying to calm their breaths and racing hearts. Yin's face was deeply flushed. Jungkook gazed at her gently. You have no idea how much I've struggled to control myself when you dressed so revealingly before. But I had to hold back because we weren't officially dating back then. Now that we're officially together, if you start dressing like that again, I can't guarantee I'll be able to restrain myself. Unless you want me to devour you every day. Yin lightly punched his chest. You're just like every other guy. Jungkook sighed softly. I'm a normal guy, baby. Did you think I wouldn't be attracted to your body? Everyone knows you're incredibly beautiful. So, because you're so beautiful, be careful with how you dress, okay? I've been reminding you all this time because I love you, because I care about you. Once again, Yin blushed. Alright then. Jungkook smiled gently, stroking her head softly. Good girl. Then Jungkook started the car and drove Yin home.